Pop Culture Yearbook again. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Giff.
And technically, this is kind of an extension of the Jerk episode. We just thought it would be too long to put it out as one, so we're putting it out as two. And we could throw out here, the reason why we're doing these two like this instead of two separate episodes is because we're going to have kind of an extra one this month. Next week, we're going to have our old pal Dave on again. And he special requested a certain topic that we're doing. So that's why there's an extra one, and that's what led to this whole situation. So
we're working overtime. I wish we got paid per episode. That would be great.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I should just throw out, before we draft our stuff here, do you guys remember anything of 1980? We didn't really even talk about it.
Well, the thing that springs to mind for me, not necessarily a happy memory, is I lost my paternal grandfather in 1980 to a tragic farming accident.
Oh, really?
The day before my 4th birthday. July 3rd, 1980. So that's
do you actually remember him?
I do have one memory of him, and it was rather jarring.
Sure.
So we spent a lot of time at my grandma Gifford's growing up. She lived 4 miles north. On her farm, we had the beef and the hogs. On my farm, we had the dairy. So we were always up there, always working on the farm. Dad would have us quite a bit, and then Grandma would watch us. And she was making lunch for the day, and I was in the high chair in the kitchen while she was getting everything ready. And the guys came in from the field to eat lunch, and I just remember my grandpa tearing into my dad and a couple of my uncles because they needed to get all this work done. So that's the one memory I have of that grandpa. But yeah, that's the one I have. I guess it's not necessarily a real positive one, but it was obviously jarring enough to give me a memory of my grandfather. So that I am thankful for.
Yes. I don't have really any specifics, but I am just sitting here thinking about, this is a time where obviously we're still living on the farm. So I can think back and see old movies and stuff, and my brother and sister are living at home. But also I think they moved in 1982. My aunt and uncle from Sioux Falls, who were my second parents, they're my godparents, and I was with them all the time. They lived in Blaine, and I have these vague memories of their house in Blaine and going up there. And I'm sure one of those would be from 1980 and 81, because I think they moved in 1982. So I do have a memory of that home, and we would sometimes go up there and hang out, and we also would go to Valley Fair at times, although I was probably too young for much of that. But we went to the Apple River around this time once, and apparently my tube I almost died. That was a story that I've heard about, but I don't remember it. Mm-hmm. So that's the best I can come up with. I mean, I was 4 years old. Give me a break. Pete, do you have anything?
I remember you falling off. Not really, but I remember you falling off a tube at Apple River when we went at age 25. Yeah,
actually,
it was after about 10 beers.
Kind of bring this down a little bit, but I can tell you when that was. It was in 2001 when we were there. So yeah, we were 25. Because with Gifford's story, we were on that trip, and I was in contact with my mom in the Sioux Falls hospital because my maternal grandfather was basically dying while we were there, and I always connect that Apple River trip with that because you can't forget about it. So.
Oh, this is turning out to be a really great episode here. Yeah, I don't have any sad memories at all.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
So we're going to draft the best of the 1980s movies, music, and TV tonight. And it's funny that, movies are usually the one in high demand. I had to really stretch to list 15 movies, and some of these I haven't seen. Right. I just had to pick ones that I know were big, and I'm like, that'll be a good one to draft. So it's going to be a little different than our usual movie draft. We're fighting over our favorites. However, I have first pick, and obviously the movie of the year that I'm going to pick is Caddyshack.
Yep. Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
What?
Well, and we will be covering...
There's another one. Okay, well, it makes sense. But
I can tell you what the first 3 picks are going to be right now because I already heard what Giffords is, but I know what Pete's going to pick third. So Caddyshack is maybe, I've said LA Story is my favorite movie of all time, but Caddyshack is right up there, and it's my favorite movie to talk about with my friends all the time, and so it's the obvious no-brainer number 1 pick.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about that later this month. That was my pick for the month.
True.
So I had a 1 and 1A for this year, and I didn't know which was which between Caddyshack and my number 1 pick, Empire Strikes Back.
So there it is. And Pete, I know what you're going to pick.
I bet you do too. I'm going with Airplane.
Yep, I got it.
That was my 3rd overall pick.
Mine too.
Nope.
Although it's my second. Sorry, it's my second.
I would have put that above Empire, just for myself, but
yeah, I did. Actually, I have my number. I had Empire Strikes Back as 4 because, as you guys famously know, I didn't get into those movies till later. So for my number 2 pick, my number 3 overall, I'm picking Raging Bull.
Nice. I had that as my 7.
No, yeah, there's a significant
movie I went back and watched after falling in love with Goodfellas and then learning about these others.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I'm 106 miles from Chicago. I got a half pack of cigarettes and a full tank of gas. Hit it.
The Blues Brothers.
I'm going Blues Brothers.
That is a good pick. I am going to pick a little bit of a sleeper pick, maybe, but it's actually one that we all should go back and watch.
I bet you're going to pick my next choice. Yep, you are.
And Gene Wilder in Stir Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping maybe you missed that one somehow so I could get it.
No, sorry.
Okay, so those 6 pretty much kind of run the gamut of my big choices here. So
yeah, and I had that further down my list, but it's still on there.
But actually, my number 6 number 6 on my board is a movie I've seen, and I'm not a huge fan, but it's famous. It's okay. But it actually came up on our Stand By Me episode, and apparently Stephen King hated it. The Shining.
Oh.
That's what Dave said anyway. Didn't like what they did to it.
That was high on my list as well. I am going to go with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
All right. I didn't even have that one down. I must have missed it.
Come on, Hal.
I've never seen it, so I can't.
Well, you didn't see Empire. You didn't see 2001. You weren't big into space.
No, not till later.
Well, and to be fair, like you said, you saw Empire later on. We all saw these later on. I mean, we were 4 years old.
But I was later on than most people my age.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
Pete seems to be in a panic, just shuffling through papers.
No, you guys are talking. I'm ready. I'm ready. You guys were talking. I was letting you talk. So,
okay. What are you going to pick, Pete?
No, I've got 9 to 5.
Okay.
9 to 5.
I brought that up a couple months ago. I watched that recently because it came up and I did not like it. It's on my list though.
Didn't we talk about? We talked about Dabney Coleman a little bit. I think that might have been where we brought it up.
That might have been it.
Yeah, I think
he was in the movie Dragnet, so we talked about him on that episode.
All right, but that does leave for me maybe the last movie on my list that I truly saw and kind of like, but this goes back. Like I liked this movie when I was 4, but probably when I was like 7. Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Yeah, I knew you were taking that. Okay. Shoot, I was going to take that one next because my 5th overall pick, I don't think anybody's going to take, but I love it. I'm going to take it here. I'm taking Friday the 13th.
That's actually the next one on my list, GIF, even though I've never seen it.
I love no Jason Voorhees except very, very at the end as a kid jumping out of the lake, but spoiler
alert. Put it up there higher because if there was a movie that I hadn't seen that I wanted to watch, that was actually one I'd like to sit down and watch sometime.
Well, that one is worth your time.
All right. My pick now?
Yes, sir.
Brad, here's one that you might remember. This was before, I remember before the days of videotapes, you got like a big disc that was like about 8 inches big. It was like a square or like, it was more like the shape of or size of a record. And then you'd slide it in as a video disc there. And I remember renting it, Private Eyes, with Tim Conway and Don Knotts. I don't know,
Okay,
Brad, if you remember that movie from.
I do.
We watched it at like a birthday party that I had, and I'd seen it several times when I was that age. But Tim
I
Conway,
don't remember
Don
these
Knotts,
discs
can't
at
go
all.
wrong.
You sound like
Okay,
you're talking about
but-
laser discs, but it's not.
Yeah.
No, it was before that. It was before videotapes.
But we did definitely watch these Tim Conway movies, and I remember that one.
Yep.
Okay, so my last pick now. So I can either pick a movie that I know I saw at some point, or I could pick the best picture Oscar winner. What should I pick?
Pick what the one.
Screw it. I'm going with
Herbie.
Herbie. Herbie Goes Bananas. Nice.
Oh, he went with the Oscar winner there. Is that what he?
Because I know I saw the Herbie movies when I was a kid, and
Mhm.
so I picked it.
Okay.
If
All right. I am going to take Mad Max. My last
that goes
pick.
back to 1980. Wow, with Mel Gibson.
Well,
Is he in that?
Yep.
Wow.
well, then
Last
I'll go with
pick,
the
Pete.
Oscar winner because this was one that we watched actually in a film class that I took in college. Ordinary People. Is that
Yeah.
the one you
Never
were
saw
going
it.
for, Brad?
Well, if you actually watched it in school, then it's better that you took it than me. So
I've never seen it.
Yep. It's a good movie. It is a good movie. Judd Hirsch is fantastic.
the only other movie I have listed that I'm pretty sure I've seen is Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn.
Mhm. Yep.
I have used
Yep.
Cars Down, but I don't think I saw it. I have Xanadu, never saw it,
Mhm.
and Seemed Like Old Times with Chevy Chase. Don't think I ever saw that one either.
Sure.
I have a movie that we brought up in a recent episode of Pop Culture Yearbook, Superman 2, which starred the guy from Dragnet. The
Right.
big guy, what's his name? Emil Muzz, the guy that played him.
Big, dumb, stupid
Uh,
looking.
Yeah.
Fits into a T.
Fame came out that year.
Yep.
Oh, Fame.
Flash Gordon, which we're going to talk
Yeah,
about.
we're gonna get to that one.
The jazz singer with Neil Diamond.
Did see that.
And yeah, I think we've covered everything else that I had on my list.
Any other skiff?
I had The Blue Lagoon, and I also had American Gigolo, which obviously I saw many, many years later.
Ah, yes.
Richard Gere.
Yes. But yeah, so those are I think those are the only two that I had on my list here that we didn't talk about.
Okay, so that's the 1980s movie. So it's top heavy of all top heavy years for me, for playing most of
Mhm.
us. Caddyshack is one of my all-time favorites. But after that,
Yes.
there were 3 or 4 other really good ones that are big, but hard to. I picked Herbie Goes Bananas for God's sake.
Yeah, you did.
Anybody?
Nothing
see
wrong with that.
You didn't
I
either?
remember seeing some Herbie movies. I guess I don't necessarily know if it was Herbie Goes Bananas or just
Yeah.
Herbie the Love
I
Bug
don't know.
or which one I saw, or which ones. But familiar.
All right.
I've seen
Well, shall we move on to TV then?
We
Yes,
shall
please.
move on.
Because even though we maybe weren't watching all these shows in 1980, there are so many. This was a much easier list to make. There are so many great shows from 1980 that were still on that we watched as kids,
Mhm.
or maybe we even watched part of later. So in this list here, Pete is going first, followed by me, and then GIF.
I am, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of a sleeper pick. But back in these days, this was the show that we would watch all the time as a family, and it was fantastic. I still see clips of it. Well, it's been a while, but every time you see a clip, it still makes me laugh. I'm going with Barney Miller.
Really?
Mhm.
Yes.
Who was in that? Do you know the name of that guy? Who?
The guy with a mustache. I can't.
Yeah, I can
know
picture him, but maybe I don't really know his name. I
Abe
guess.
Vigoda was in it.
Hal
played
Linden.
Fish.
Hal Linden.
Hal Linden.
All right, well, I'm going to pick a show that, doesn't get a lot of talk anymore, but I just thought this was such a great show, even as a kid, even though I don't think it appealed too much to kids, but I loved Alice.
Mm.
Kiss My Grits. I thought that was so funny.
Nice, yes.
And Mel was so funny.
Yes.
And she did have a kid. She had a son, so I think there was enough. Obviously, it kept my interest.
Great pick.
If
I'm going Dukes of Hazzard.
the Dukes.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Well, they're all good picks. A lot of good stuff on here.
We all could have picked the Dukes.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Not that I condone, the way the General Lee or the name or, the adornment of it, the roof, none of that.
In retrospect, it's pretty bad. In
but
retrospect, but it was innocent at the time.
I was 3 and 4 years old, and cars jumped over creeks, so I thought it was cool.
That was all it was. What it was about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go with. This is a tough pick, but I'm gonna go with WKRP in Cincinnati.
All right. I'm getting my top 2 picks here.
It's the best, isn't it?
So after Alice, and I believe I think they ran back to back.
They did.
I'm getting moving on up. The Jeffersons.
Nice pick. All right. I don't know if I watched it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but they were all happy days to me.
Funny.
Oh my god. I get that. I'm gonna go with Different Strokes.
No, that's my next. No, actually, it isn't my next one. I got one more above it. Rent Strokes.
Rent.
All right, that leaves my number 3 choice here.
Sweet.
And speaking of 3, come and knock on our door.
We'll
Three's
be waiting for
company.
you.
Now what we should do is go through and just pick our favorite theme songs of all these shows.
Mm-hmm.
Back when they mattered.
That's an episode.
Although what you can do...
There's a show. That's a show.
So a month ago, we had the Surely You Can't Be Serious guys on, and they did a 3-week TV theme songs episode rundown, and it was fantastic.
It was awesome.
So they covered 1975 through 1989, I think, right?
Something like 3 different episodes. Yeah, it was really a lot of fun.
So
that was outstanding.
Check that out.
I might have been pretty young at this time, but I know that love was waiting for me on the Love Boat.
I love the Love Boat so much.
You asshole.
I mean, that's
so
just like the most comfort, easy watching show of all time.
Yeah.
God, it's great.
Yeah.
Pete?
Is it my pick? I'm going to go with The Incredible Hulk. I was a huge fan of that show. It was that and The Dukes of Hazzard. When I was that age, those were my 2 favorite shows.
I saw in the TV listings, they were back to back.
Yep,
exactly.
It's a big Friday night.
All right, well, I'm going to take one that maybe I didn't watch as much, but it was always on every week. And I watched the reboot version, me and Pete both did, and this is one of the most important shows to me growing up, even though I didn't really watch it, because my mom and dad watched it and loved it.
Yes.
Dallas!
So we've got Dukes of Hazzard, followed by The Incredible Hulk on Friday night, followed by Dallas. Anybody taking Falcon Crest?
I hated Falcon Crest.
Screw that show.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't really watch this that much when it was on, but a lot of reruns, and that is going to be MASH.
MASH. There you go. Pete, your last TV pick.
My last TV pick.
He's just constantly shuffling through papers.
I know. I'm going with Benson.
Oh, Benson.
Yes. It's a good one.
Okay, what's next on my list? No, I'm not going to pick that. I'm going to pick a show that I remember watching, and it had a guy who was also known, maybe more to me, for Hollywood Squares. But it had Ted Knight. Too Close for Comfort.
Too Close for Comfort.
Ted Knight, Caddyshack, and Jim J. Bullock. J.M. J. Bullock. And I remember watching that show a lot.
All right, I'm going off of prime time here for me. I'm going on to Saturday, And I'm going with WWF wrestling.
Oh. Well, was that on every week or what?
Yeah. One form of it that I watched mostly was on from 71 to 86. And of course, I don't know if the big guys were in it in 1980 like Hulk Hogan, but I mean, I was watching wrestling on Saturdays, usually Saturday afternoon, I think.
Right.
I always watched the cartoon. There's a cartoon on Saturday mornings that had all of the wrestlers as characters.
Right, but that would have been later.
Junkyard Dog. Yeah, I thought it was probably around 86. I don't know, 85, 86.
Mm-hmm. Well, and one of the things, because again, I'm kind of a stickler for picking things from the year, but a lot of what I watched was Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, which ran from 69 to 78, but of course was Saturday morning cartoons that were reruns. Obviously, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny.
Popeye from 60 to 62, but I mean, how many times did you see all of those? And then, of course, at this time, 100-some episodes were put out, but, just played over on reruns. Adventures of Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids was on from 72 to 85. So that would have been on during this time. I remember
that. I watched that show. Baby.
And then, of course, if you're homesick from school, what are you watching?
The Price is Right.
Price is Right is always going to be on.
I had Taxi, One Day at a Time, Laverne and Shirley, Bosom Buddies.
Yep.
But one that I kind of had forgotten about that I'm sure I watched and he's already come up once tonight. I loved this guy. We loved him for his Dorf videos. There was a Tim Conway show. And I'm sure we watched the Tim Conway. My family, my mom and dad were huge fans of Tim Conway. Well, they love the Carol Burnett show more than anything. So those are my other options.
What about The Plane?
You guys remember a show called That's Incredible?
Yes.
Yeah, I never really watched. That Fran Tarkenton, didn't it?
Yep.
Fran Tarkenton hosted it, yeah. And it was like a couple of other hosts, I think, but it was all people doing incredible things. Kind of a, I don't know, maybe a precursor to shows like America's Funniest Home Videos or whatever, but it wasn't funny. It was like people were doing super things.
It was like Ripley's Believe It or Not, kind of.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've mentioned everything else that I had on my list.
Well, Brad's number one pick was Alice, but there was a spinoff of Flo. That was out this year.
Excuse me, Flo?
What's the soup du jour?
Oh, Lordy. Anybody else got a TV comment?
Anybody else? The comment?
All right, we can. So for music. So now we usually, pick, we have albums and stuff, and there were some great albums from 1980. I believe, didn't Back in Black come out in 1980? We hit on a couple of these in our 80s albums draft we did. But what we're going to do tonight is a little different because, again, we were not, the only music I was listening to in 1980 was in the car, my parents' country music. I mean,
right.
All these songs are things we heard later and picked up on a few years later. So what we're going to do to make it fit and easier, unless you're Gifford, who decided he had to change the rules a little bit, we took the Billboard Top 100 year-end numbers, and we're just out of that 100, you pick any song you want, and that's what we're going with. So we're picking our top 5 songs from the year-end Billboard Top 100 of 1980. Again, which apparently some of these songs probably weren't released in 1980, so Gifford didn't pick them. And then he's going to throw in some that were maybe released late in 1980 but aren't on this list because he couldn't just play along.
I got to pick from the year. So, a lot of the songs were 79 or 78. A lot of them were from 80. So, all of my picks will be from 80, but I will not be bringing up that, hey, that didn't come out in 80. So,
but me and Pete will be following the rules that were set. And so we will we'll all have our top 5 songs that are from 1980 in some way.
So,
Gifford is first.
Off of Brad's list, the number one song of 1980, Call Me from Blondie.
And that's your number one pick?
That is my number one pick. Came out along with my movie that I picked earlier, American Gigolo. The opening song of American Gigolo.
Okay. In this draft, Pete is second and I'm third. So Pete is on the clock.
Gonna be a heartache tonight. Heartache tonight, I know. That's one, Brad. You remember, like you said, I remember the songs that my parents had on the radio, and I remember that one being on a lot. So that's.
And I was really surprised to see that on here because I would have thought that song was from at least 1979. But maybe it was. Gifford.
It was.
Okay.
Because I didn't put it on my list. But I did see it, and I wanted it because that's an awesome, awesome song.
Okay, well, that was my number
that
2
song.
choice right there was Heartache Tonight. So my number 1, though, is still
sweet.
there. And this is just one of the... I mean, this is a song... I mean, forget about it. Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders.
Yep.
You put that on, and you can't go wrong. It's a great, great song, and it was the number 41 song of 1980. Heartache Tonight was the number 47 song of 1980. So that's my number 1.
All right. I'm going right off the away from the list right now, but again, released in 1980. Celebration, Kool and the Gang.
Ah.
I'm going to be celebrating my win on Twitter for the poll.
I'm not going to put yours up there because you didn't follow the rules.
Mine are from 1980.
Yeah, but that
There
wasn't
are
the
two
rule.
songs. There are 2 songs, one on this list that I remember very distinctly, just riding around in the car, also with my parents. 2 songs by Eddie Rabbitt. Probably the more famous one that I remember is not on your list of 100, but I'm going with "Driving My Life Away."
Yep, that's a good
The
one.
other one being "I Love a Rainy Night."
Which came out in 1980, Pete.
It did?
Yep, I've got
It's
it
not
on my list. I'm going to check it off the list since we talked about it.
Driving My Life Away.
No, you can take it. You can draft it because it's a different song.
No, I'm not going to draft it, though. I've got other ones.
I'm
He's
saying
got,
you can.
He's got enough.
Yep, I've got enough.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
well,
saying
Driving My
you
Life
can
Away,
take it if
Pete,
you want.
was another one. It was my number
So
9 on my list. My number 3 is another song that I just think you just turn it on. I mean, and it's just wonderful. Against the Wind, Bob Seger.
Yep.
Okay.
Great. pick.
Fits so many times and just feelings.
And the year.
It does.
Yep.
Makes you think of a different time. Okay, back to GIF.
Your Kiss is on my list by Hall & Oates, came out in 1980.
That wasn't in the top 100, though, because I don't have that.
Nope, you don't.
That's not my favorite Hall & Oates song. I wouldn't.
Oh, I
pick
love
one.
that song.
I like others.
Well, I'm going to pick one that I don't think of as being a 1980 song, but it is. It's on the list because I listened to it all the time in college. I'm going with Refugee by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had that one highlighted as a possibility. That's because we know we all got into Tom Petty more around 1989.
Yeah.
But, he did go back there, and then we learned about all that, too.
It counts.
So my number 4 on my list, my number 3 choice now, is You May Be Right by Billy Joel.
Nice.
That was my next one.
That was the number 75 song of 1980.
Well, My Baby Takes the Morning Train.
That's another one that wasn't on this list.
That wasn't, but man, Sheena Easton was killing it from 9 to 5. Brad's movie pick earlier in the episode here. Rewatching Seinfeld episodes, they've used it twice. The one where Kramer got a job where he didn't actually have a job. He was just kind of going, and they have a montage of him.
But that don't even work here.
Right.
That's what makes this so hard.
Right. But just him going through his daily routine to My Baby.
What was the other time?
I can't remember which show it was. It might have been George, when they were trying to freeze him out at what was the toy company that he was at? He got in under the false pretense of being disabled.
Play Now.
Yeah, Play Now. It might have been that, but I remember seeing it in short order when I was rewatching Seinfeld episodes.
All right, Pete, we're up to you for your 4th pick.
All right. I'm going with a great song by a great band that was also covered greatly by Dwight Yoakam. I'm going with Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen.
So good. So good.
All right. What number was that?
6.
Number 6 overall?
On your list of 100, yeah.
Okay.
It was up
I mean,
there.
I like that song, but I guess I must have not considered him. I mean, because I don't have it listed anymore. I tried to narrow it down, so I didn't have too many to look at. All right, my next one is actually Billy Joel again, but I'm not going to pick 2 Billy Joel songs.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with a song that I recently kind of rediscovered. I actually heard it after a round of golf one day while we were having a drink on a Sunday morning after the round on the patio, and it just fit perfectly. And it is Steal Away by Robbie Dupree. Turn it on. Listen to it. It's set against the wind.
All right, so my last
By
pick.
the way, that was number 26.
Last pick for me.
Last pick.
Yep.
All right. I'm going with a little girl power here. Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar.
Was that on the list?
Nope, but it was released in 1980.
So you only picked one song off of the Billboard Top 100.
And it was the number 1 song from 1980.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Billy Joel song, Brad, that you're going to take. I'm going to go with It's Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Excellent.
Yep. That is a great one. I just put You May Be Right just slightly above it.
What's the matter with the I actually like this one better than You May Be Right, but both are great.
All right, and then I'm going to go with another song that fits more of kind of the, I mean, I guess I don't know if it's, but it's more new wave, so it's more of that alternative style that I love it. I love the song Cars by Gary Newman.
Yep.
And when I hear that song, I need to keep listening to it. So that's my last pick.
Oh,
there's so many more to choose from.
Oh, there's a ton. So one that I couldn't put on my list for myself was Escape by Rupert Holmes, the Pina Colada song.
I have that at number 8 on my list of choices.
Yeah, that's a
that
great
song.
one.
You know,
that was going to be my next one.
I love it though. I think that song is great.
It is.
I have Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
Yep.
One that I would, if I would have gone back more to my younger years, I would have picked Funky Town, but it's kind of so overplayed that I decided to pass it up.
Sure.
Babe by Styx. I always loved that.
Babe, that's the next one. Actually, I'm disappointed that I didn't pick Babe.
Speaking of country, this is one actually maybe I should have picked because I probably would have heard it in the car in 1980. Coward of the County by Kenny Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Lady came out that year.
I got All Out of Love by Air Supply.
Yes, I got that one highlighted on mine.
Let My Love Open the Door by Pete Townsend. That's such a great song. Also, Tom Petty, Don't Do Me Like That, was number 64. He had 2 top 100 songs. Yeah. Pat Benatar's hit was actually Heartbreaker. That also is Seinfeld.
Yep.
Heartbreaker, love taker, don't mess around with me. Go. Take the Long Way Home by Supertramp. You Decorated My Life by Kenny Rogers, and the last one I had listed here because of its Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover.
Yep.
So those were all my other considerations. But obviously I took Green off, so I had others that I could have picked, but I tried to narrow it down.
There is one that we could have picked because it's what we're always saying to each other anytime we get like 10 downloads. This Is It by Kenny Loggins.
Nice.
Daydream Believer. And I think that all the other ones...
But not by the Monkees, right?
Nope.
By who was it? Who was it?
Oh, is it? It is Anne Murray.
Anne Murray. Love her.
That's all. Everything else I had... Oh, I Want to Be Your Lover by Prince.
I just said that one.
Yep.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry. Okay, that's all I had.
All right, buckle up, folks. So, Upside Down by Diana Ross was an excellent one.
Down.
I Can't Tell You Why by the Eagles. Fame by Irene Cara. Misunderstanding by Genesis. A little bit of a creepy song, but Into the Night by Benny Mardones. Fire Lake by Seeger. What's that?
I don't know that one.
Oh, if you heard it, you'd know it. I mentioned Morning Train from 9 to 5. How about 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton came out that year?
Yep, that'd be a good one.
We also had Keep on Loving You by REO.
Oh, I missed. Well, that must not have been in
That's
the
a
top
good one.
100 because
Yep, that was not.
Why wouldn't that be in?
These
because
are
it
not-
probably came out. He's doing his
Yeah.
list of ones that we shouldn't even.
I know.
Other
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
not on Brad's list, but
Yeah.
did come out in 1980. Winner Takes It All by ABBA. Dee Doo Doo Dee Da Da by The Police. Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police. I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross, which was covered by Notorious B.I.G. and Diddy in the 90s, which a lot of people would know. And, of course, Whip It by Devo came out in 1980.
Oh.
Also,
right.
another one Bites the Dust by Queen came out in 1980. So those are my other honorable mentions.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That sounds good, boys.
Hey, do you know
All
who
right,
who wasn't
been
releasing
awesome on the
songs in
Hot Boat?
1980, Pete?
That would be Preacher Row,
Thank you, sir.
but they should have been. Thank you, because I didn't have a good outro for that one.
You're welcome.
I was thinking of one on the fly.
Oh, those are usually prepared in advance?
Yep. I spent all night writing it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a whole team of writers. Anyway, here they are, Preacher Row.
Excellent. Well, hey, thanks for checking out our special extra little episode here, folks.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and it's not too much pop culture yearbook. We
Too
There's no
much
such-
pop culture
there's no such
overload.
we
That's what
did
should
this.
call
We actually did it this
Pop
way to
culture
make it
overload.
easier for you. So we'll see you next week with
You're
Dave.
welcome.
Sounds
Yes.
great.
Bye. Later.
Standing on my own till fear. No one's here to comfort me. Sorry for what I have done. Sorry that your song is gone. 7 steps and it will be my last. Next time, tell me on my back. I turn and I look to you. I'm scared, but there's nothing I can do.